We begin with the big movie release in the state of Tamil Nadu. Director Venkat Prabhu's The Greatest of All Time, or GOAT, featuring Thalapathy Vijay, is poised for a massive box office debut today. The film is generating significant buzz with expectations of breaking multiple records. The wide release of GOAT across the state of Tamil Nadu and internationally is contributing to this anticipation. In Tamil Nadu alone, GOAT is set to release in nearly 1,000 screens, making it one of the most extensive Tamil film releases in the recent years. Now, the distributor for the film in Tamil Nadu, Raahul of Romeo Pictures, confirmed that the film would be screened in nearly every theatre across the state. Globally, GOAT is also breaking new ground. Gulzar Begum, the managing director of X-Gen Studios, shared that the film will be released in over 500 theatres in the US, 200 in the UK and 350 across Europe. Additionally, the film will open in 18 countries across Africa and several other regions, marking a significant expansion of Tamil cinema's global reach. Even before the release of the film, the movie has already sold over 3.5 lakh tickets for its first day and has grossed nearly 8 crore rupees without blocked seats. With the addition of the blocked seats, the total stands at over 10.5 crore rupees, which is one of the highest pre-sales business for a Tamil movie this year. Even as fans of Thalapathy Vijay are in celebratory mode due to the release of their Idols movie today, it's important to keep in mind that this movie release comes just a couple of weeks after the launch of Thalapathy Vijay's political party TVK Tamizhaga Vettri Kazhagam, or Tamil Nadu Victory Party. That's the name of the party of the actor Thalapathy Vijay, who's been in the business for over 3 decades now and has decided to launch his political party. We don't know what his plans when it comes to movies are, so his fans are savoring every single movie release at this stage. We don't know, he might end up leaving movies altogether, just finish up the commitments for now, maybe this one and another one after this, and that's it. Maybe there'll be no more Thalapathy Vijay movies and he'll be a full-time politician. We don't know about that for sure, but there are serious doubts about his ability to continue acting in movies or his willingness to continue acting in movies as he gets busy launching his political party and making sure that he's all ready for the next Tamil Nadu State Assembly elections. Bear in mind, this party launch came almost immediately after the General Assembly elections of India. So it was very clear, although his political ambitions were clearly stated, Thalapathy Vijay wanted to launch his political party and contest the State Assembly elections in Tamil Nadu, for which work has clearly begun. He has a massive fan base, as you can see, when a movie of his releases on day one. That's the kind of celebrations that you get to see, similar to what Rajinikanth's movies experience when they get a release. Thalapathy Vijay finally taking to politics. Although Rajinikanth did announce his entry into politics, he did roll back that decision. So for now, the only actor to enter the political fray is Thalapathy Vijay, even as Kamal Hassan and his Makkal Needhi Mayam continues to be on the sidelines. Bear in mind, there is a political vacuum in Tamil Nadu that Thalapathy Vijay is looking to fill. We'll have to wait and watch how his political party does in the upcoming elections and how much acceptance it gets, because giving a hit movie is one thing, but being able to convince people to vote for you is a completely another ball game altogether, as seen in the case of Kamal Hassan. We have my colleague Varghese now joining us live from our newsroom. Varghese, I mean, the moment you say this, Tamil actor entering politics, fans going crazy at the movie release, it seems like a very old story. It seems like you go back to the days of MGR. But the fact of the matter is that things are not the same in Tamil Nadu. It is not a given that Vijay's political party, is going to be a massive success. It is not even a given that GOAT is going to be a massive success. Yes, it's going to get a great opening because that's the kind of fan base he has, but a lot still lies in the balance.
Well, a lot, in fact, lies in the balance. And when you spoke about GOAT, well, you know now how movie business these days are going to be. They first look for the first weekend. So if you can get at least 70% of your money in the first weekend, then you have some kind of recovered the money. After that, of course, the rest is the bonus that comes in the coming days after the first weekend. And therefore, after that, you will be able to know whether it's a success or not. But keeping that aside, the biggest factor that we need to, in fact, look when it comes to Thalapathy Vijay is that, as you rightly pointed out, this film is coming just a few weeks after the launch of his party's flag, and with political statements coming in, probably I think this could be his second last movie, and there could be one more movie just before the 2026 elections, and probably even sources saying that that movie could be a lot to do with Tamil Nadu politics and trying to showcase him on a stage. So it could be kind of Vijay being projected into the political realm, kind of a movie that we might be looking in just ahead of 2026 elections. But interestingly enough, I also heard how you were in fact speaking about how after MGR and Jayalalitha, probably the tinsel world did not make that kind of an impact, because we did see how Rajinikanth as well as Kamal Hassan tried to do that political maneuvering, and it did not work out. In fact, Rajinikanth withdrew from the political sphere, but still there was a time in the 90s, if you remember, Krishna, where he was at the peak of his fame, and Chidambaram, the Congress leader, had in fact spoken to him about his entry into politics, and probably that time is over for Rajinikanth. But when Kamal Hassan launched it, it was launched in a quite a half-hearted manner, because Makkal Needhi Mayam did not gather the kind of massive following that could be there. But it looks like, and it's a big factor that we should also see, that when it comes to Vijay, he is actually carefully treading it. He has in fact studied how Chiranjeevi has launched his party. He has studied how the other two stalwarts, Kamal Hassan and Rajinikanth, have been trying to in fact launch their parties, and how it has failed to an extent as well, and why they do not capture the imagination of the people. So before testing political waters, Krishna, remember that in the local body polls, Vijay Fans Association had registered themselves separately, and his father was looking into that aspect as well, in which 154 people were elected in the local body polls. Now this is based only on his fan following. This is the political water he tested almost 3 years ago. And later on, if you look at it, that is when the idea of a political party, a lot of denials coming in first, and then it is gone. So it's not that he's not tested, he's tested his strength. And probably he's also learned a lot from what Vijay Kant had in fact done with the DMDK, the positives as well as the negatives of it. We know that initially when DMDK launched, and they did in fact bag quite a presence in the assembly with Jayalalitha. So from there, how the party collapsed is also something that he would have gone through. So he's going step by step. He's not just going with a big fan, this thing. He's actually testing water slowly. And after the local body polls, when 154 people were elected from his fan associations, you have him actually taking this plunge before 2026. And before 2026, if you look, he's setting the motion, the narrative, everything to get this thing. But as you said, Tamil Nadu has changed. But how much of it has changed? Whether it is changed in a manner which was out of the grasp of stars who wanted to become politicians like Rajinikanth and Kamal Hassan, and probably Vijay could be able to actually touch that nerve which MGR had touched long time back in his days, where he has adapted to the new needs. So is that a possibility? Well, Krishna, that we'll have to also take a look at.
Right, so many factors at play, Verghese. But for now, I want to put the focus back on the movie. The movie is having its own set of troubles releasing. Yes, of course, it has got the widest release possible for a Tamil film in recent times. So all that is well and good. But you know, there was talk of how Vijay's movies don't get a kind of release in the Hindi market, the Hindi dubbing. For example, his last film, Leo, did business of over 600 crore rupees, and everybody said the same thing. If it did any kind of decent numbers in Hindi, it could have easily touched the 1,000 crore rupee mark. That's the kind of numbers that Thalapathy Vijay rakes in. But the fact of the matter is that the Hindi dubbing of the movie Goat is not going to be releasing across movie screens in the north of the country, simply because there is an issue over there, because the movie has been sold to an OTT platform to be released within 40 days upon the theatrical release, and the movie distributors and the exhibitors association here in the north of India are not happy with that, so they're not screening it. Although the multiplexes will release the movie in Tamil Nadu and other places, but the Hindi version is having an issue. And also there was also talk of how the pre-shows, the pre-booked shows, the one day before release shows, were cancelled. The early morning shows, 80% of the early morning shows have been cancelled. So there's a lot of confusion going around when it comes to the release as well. And of course, nothing is a given. If he can rake in 600 crore rupees with his last movie, anything less than that with Goat will be a disappointment. So he set very high standards for himself when it comes to what exactly is a box office success. That's what I'm talking about. He can get the first weekend numbers. We know that. He's got the fan base to do it. But a lot will depend upon how big a hit is Goat.
Well, as I said, first in the movie economics, we are looking at the recovery costs in the first weekend. After that is when you're talking about whether it will run further, and then you'll have the money coming in when you talk about the revenue. But when it comes to Goat, as you rightly pointed out, there have been a lot of disappointments when it comes to it. And also the idea of marking it into the Hindi market has also been something that has hit roadblocks. But the fact still remains is that your core market is Tamil Nadu, and you have core market in South India, which is what they are going to in fact target. The rest that comes from the Hindi market seems to be like a bonus. But unlike Rajinikanth, especially if you remember Shivaji, which had a huge buzz within the Hindi heartland itself, even its dubbed versions, that kind of a thing is not there when it comes to Vijay's movies. That kind of persona associated with it is not there. It is more of a South Indian phenomenon to a large extent. But the fact remains that they are still attempting to put it across. But right now, I don't think so the makers would be looking at a larger expanse of the market, because we are looking at a star who is going to make a transition. So if that transition is going to happen, we are not looking at the value associated with the star on the economic terms that's going to in fact do. So they'll be mostly concentrating on the local market first and the larger South Indian market, rather than trying to get that particular aspect of it, because here we probably could be looking at from a political sphere. So if we look at from political sphere how the movie business is going to actually mash along with it, because we know that Vijay is not a stranger to controversies as well. We have seen how the controversy in Mercil was raked up as well. So it is a fact that the BJP had constantly gone ahead and attacked him for his political statements as well. So how does that also play out within this movie release is also something that we need to look at, Krishna.
Right, and of course, also we have to remind the viewers that it's going to be a wide release across the US and UK and other global markets as well. So that's the kind of reach that Thalapathy Vijay has. I'm afraid with that, we need to take a short breather here. Verghese, thank you so much for being with us here. We'll be taking a short break at this stage. We'll be back at Lots More.